Welcome to this video tutorial. Today we're going to go over project management tools, Basecamp and Trello. So let's get started. Basecamp is a project management tool that allows you to streamline your communications and get projects done. So it's a very simple tool. You go to add a new project, you click on add a new project. If you see yourself adding the same project over and over and over, you can create a project template. Save that template, and then every time you want to start a new project, you can select the template. So for example, let's say you do website design and then you do marketing. You would create a project template for design, a project template for marketing, and use the one for, instead of restarting everything from scratch each time you add a new project for design, you would just select that template and go from there. For this tutorial, we're just going to go with a blank project. And here you can see that first of all, you can name your project. So let's give it a name. And you can add a description. Right, and then you can invite your team to join you. So you have the option to invite your teams or invite a client. However, you want to be careful right here when you invite your client to the project management that you hide whatever that you don't want them to see. So I would not recommend inviting a client right here on the screen. I would say build your project, add your team, then define the pieces that you need your client to be able to see, which is most likely would be a discussion, and you add them for that specific discussion, which we're going to go over later. Now we're going to click on start the project. So you see here I have the name of the project, and then we have the description that we added, and every step whatever you do on this project, you always have tips that can walk you through what is the next step that you need to do in order to start your first project. So let's say we want to do a website design, right? And I'm gonna add to-do list and then name your list. The first step in order to do a website, we need to work on the design. And click save. In here, I would say, all right, we need to work on the icons for the home page. If you have a team, you can select the person who's responsible of taking care of this specific task. And then you can add a date to it. So let's say this is due by Monday. And if you have any files that you want to attach, you can select your file. So let's say we're just going to select randomly this, and then all right, and here we go. We have a file added, and then we have the task right here. We're going to add another task here. We're going to add sub pages design, and the person who's responsible for doing this is part of the team. Again, you add the due date for it, and I'm done. Oh, oops, I did not save. Just make sure you save. So add to this list. Here we go. Now, the second thing that you can add to your project is discussion. And that's where you might need to loop in your client into the discussion. So let's say we're going to discuss an infographic for the home page of the website. So we're going to title it infographic, and then add all the details for it. So just add any detail. Right, and then you can select any files or even get a document from Google Docs if you're using Google Docs. And I'm going to add this picture to the discussion, and then you can click here, invite people to this project, or you can loop in someone to this discussion. and then you can type in their email address right there. So let's say I'm gonna invite, this is already on the project, but let's just put randomly info at my Adroit, and then click post this message. And here we go. You have a discussion right here. Your team member will be able to add their comments. Your client will be able to add their comments to the discussion. And then once you agree on something, you can definitely turn it into to-do task if you need to. The second option you can add to your project is files. We have already added 2 files to our projects. And then you can simply click add files, select from your computer, and then start adding files here. And then add file. So you have everything organized regarding your project, and you can access any of the information simply right here. And then you can add a text document. So let's say you want to add a list of your passwords, which is, I don't really recommend adding passwords to here, but just for example. So list of password, and then you can put like Facebook, and then you click on save this document. All right, we have the document saved. We'll go back here, and then you can also add an event. You can see on your calendar that you have a project to-do list right here that is due on Monday, and then you have another something due in here. Now let's go back a little bit to the to-do list. Click on this. Well, let's just add a new one. As you can see right here, you will be able to add a due on date, but you will not be able to add a start date. So if you have a list that if you have to do task that you will be working on for 3 days, by going to your calendar, you will not be able to see that you have to start the work on this specific task on this specific day. You will be able only to see that this is due on that date. So this is one of the things that disadvantages of using Basecamp, that you would not be able to put a start date. All right, and the last thing you can do here is we covered discussion, to-do list, files, text documents, and then the events. Simply, that's it. That's Basecamp. It's very, very simple tools. It might be powerful. It might be the right tool for you to use if you have simple project and not a lot of team involved in it. Their pricing structures is simple. You have 60 days to try it. If you don't like it, you can just cancel it. The good news about Basecamp is their calendar. If you click on the calendar, you will be able to see all of the projects all at one calendar right here. So you see all of your due dates of all the tasks right here on this one calendar. Or you can click on everything, and you will be able to browse every discussion. If you're managing a team of people with a lot of projects, this might be a very good, powerful tool to use, because you can go here and see everything going on with all of those projects. Now, keep in mind, I'm saying if you have a lot of projects, but small project. If you have a team of, let's say, 10 people or more with a lot of details and a lot of customer service, I do not think Basecamp is a good tool to use. It does not give you all the tools that you need. You will be able, you would need to know your resources, their schedules, and how to schedule a new project, which you cannot do that within Basecamp. So again, keep in mind, Basecamp is powerful for small businesses. And what I mean by small businesses is very, very small businesses, as someone with, few projects and then maybe 2-3 people on their teams. Now, again, and everything you can, review all open to do. So you have all of to do tasks right here. You will be able to go over all of them, take care of those tasks, see who did what. And then you can click on everyone and see your users and manage them right here. Simply, that is Basecamp, and this is what you can do with it. Now let's compare that to Trello. Trello is another project management tool that is very visual, very nice, simple tool again to use. And you can organize it in so many ways to make it fit your business needs. So it consisted of boards, and that board could be anything. It could be a project. So for this tutorial purposes, we're going to use board as a project. And then the other component you have within Trello is organization. So you click on a new organization, and we're going to start, let's say we're working with a new organization that is called Noor Tarzi, right? And then describe a little description of that organization or corporation, and then you click on create. Here we go. In here, you will be able to add boards to this specific organization, or you can even add a visible board that you want to share with your team or with your clients. In this list, you'll be able to add members. So you simply, if they are already on Trello, Trello is similar to a social media type of tool where if you start typing their name, it would show on the list. So you will see here that you have an endless list of people that I don't even know who they are. Just because I typed in the name, it comes up with all of those users for Trello. So if it's someone who is not on Trello, you would just enter the email address and invite them. Right? I'm already there, so you can select it from there and invite them. All right, let's create a board. So let's say for Noor Tarzi, for this organization, and again, as I said, this is very powerful visual tool, so you will be able to upload their logos. Let's say this would be my logo here, and create a new board. Now, something to mention, Trello is free unless if you want to get the business class. And what is the difference between the business class and the free edition? As in the business class, you have a control over your members, and you will be able to remove a member or a staff member out of your team. However, you will not lose the data or their activities on the board. Now, keep in mind that you would have to pay per organization, not for your whole Trello account. So if you have if you ended up working with so many organizations and you want to upgrade all of your organizations, it might get costly. I think it was like a $5 per organization. But again, if you have, let's say, 100 organization, then you're paying 500. However, you can use Trello for free without upgrading to the business class. So let's create a new board. We're gonna pretend that we're using boards as a project. So I'm gonna title this project website design. Create. Within the project, you can create as many lists as you want. The first list, you can either title it by the person who will be able to take care of this task list, or you can do to-do list, save it, and then my second list would be, let's say, doing, and then done. Right? We're gonna go here and add a card. So the card is basically an item in your list. So in this one, I'm gonna say design icons. Add. Once you add that, you click on it, and you have all of these details regarding that specific ad. So you can edit the description and add a description right here. So we're just gonna put here some text. Alright, so once you add a description here for the task, then you click on save, and you can see right here that you can, once you add a members, you can add members to the specific task here. And so if the person you want to add is not on the team, you can just enter their information, their email address, sorry, and then they will be invited. And you can invite them to come here. Sorry, I'm just going to select this for now. And then everyone on this card would be able to comment on this specific task. So now let's say this specific task needs a few steps in order to get it done. We're going to click on checklist and title it. We're going to title this checklist as icon for our homepage. And in here, we're gonna say icon 1, add icon 2, icon 3. What's cool about this is if once you're done with one of those checklists, you click this, and you see automatically it gives you a progress bar, so you know how much work you still have to do visually. Then you can add also a due date for this task. So let's go with the 16, save, and then you can add some attachment to it. You can click on, okay, I'm attaching a file from the computer, so we'll go with attachment. Alright, and then we're gonna go, once you're done with the card, you can archive it. Alright, so once you added all of the information to your card, close it, go back here, and right here you will be able to see that, okay, you have a list of tasks right here. One of them has been done already. The due date on this list, on this specific task, is December 16. Let's add quickly another card here and say infographic, and then click add. Now if you want to keep track of this type of list, to do and doing and done, if you are working on a specific task, you can just drag it here. And here we go. Once it's done, you can drag it to done and mark it as done. And then you can add as many lists as you wish. So now, what is the disadvantage of using Trello? Let's go to this board right here. For this specific board, I enabled the calendar. So if you click on the calendar, you will be able to see a calendar for that specific board. However, there is no way for you on Trello to be able to see an overall calendar that would show you everything going on in all of the organization and all of your projects. So if you're looking for something that would give you an overview, Trello would not do that. That would conclude our training for Trello, and it's very nice visual tool, powerful, that would organize your information. Again, it's a very simple tool, very visual tool, very colorful. You can add labels and you can add color. You see right here, we did not cover the colors and stuff. You can move it, you can copy it to different boards, you can add member, change member, edit labels, so you can tag it by specific color, all those nice type of tools. However, again, if you want to manage resources, see an overall view of all the project that you're running, Trello is limited in that concern. Good luck, and stay with me for the next training about Zoho, which would be way more complicated and way more advanced than those tools. Good luck, guys. See you soon.